entire state has been affected. And we could use 2 additional staff, not just for hurricanes, but for everyday activities. We could use a couple more staff to do tree trimming, brush cutting. Our staff is stretched very thin, so 2 additional staff would be very helpful. And like I said, not just for hurricane response, but for day-to-day activities. And I know budget's already been approved and through that, so that will be a recommendation for next fiscal year for discussion. So with that, I do want to reiterate that we have pulled 33,000 cubic yards of debris, which is much more than we had in Irma. We've pulled that in 21 days, Matthew, which is much quicker than we pulled in Matthew. So if we haven't gotten to them yet, it's because there's a lot more down there than we anticipated. It's a slow process. It's a long process. We will get to them. If they can't wait and they need to get rid of the debris, Volusia County has opened a temporary reduction site. They're just taking vegetative material, but the closest one is in Orange City at Rhode Island and Veterans Memorial. With that, I will entertain any questions you have.
Vice Mayor?
I have several comments. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, Mr. Williamson,
Anybody else?
I want to thank you for the update. I really do appreciate it. You know, I've heard some negative comments by certain people in this community regarding our staff and Waste Pro. And I can tell you, it is nothing could be further than the truth. This council, at the recommendation of staff, took a strong leadership position to expedite the debris removal process. Several weeks ago, I don't even know how long ago, but not too long ago. You know, I've been most impressed with the progress that's been made to date. You know, I want to thank this staff. You know, it's been an incredible effort, and they have been under a lot of stress. And, you know, I can't say enough, and I'm just really disappointed in those that feel like that the negative comments are needed. I'm sorry. And so, again, thank you to you and your staff. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Brady, Councilman Brady.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To Mr. Williamson and Mr. Serrano, thank you very much. I don't do a lot of thank yous from up here, but I think one is called for in this case. I know everybody's been out of their comfort zone for several weeks now. You kind of get the heebie-jeebies for about a week leading up to the hurricane, and then you just kind of get totally unsettled for the next few weeks after that. Hopefully the next couple of weeks we'll get around to my area, and I'll be happy to be able to see past my curb again, and I'd appreciate it. So, again, I just want to thank you, and again, especially for your patience, for your diplomacy in handling complaints, and again, on behalf of the council and everybody in the city, I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Benfield.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'm impressed, Mr. Williamson, that you even put this together. I think that it's refreshing because if there are any questions, we're able to communicate. I personally was here at City Hall on the morning of, and seeing the cots and the equipment, you know, and the spirit and how calm in the direction that you were giving was, in my opinion, almost inspirational, because I would not, I feel that you set the bar up, and the reflection of those under you, such as Juan, I want to point him out in the audience, if you could raise your hand. You know, you reference a leader based on the performance if they were to have a weakest link, and there are no complaints that I have received personally on the execution of what occurred during that storm. And if there was a concern on my part, such as the emergency on West High Banks with the valve that had to be replaced, it was addressed very quickly, and I can't thank you enough and your staff enough for what you did. I'm very impressed. Thank you.